Hi everyone. For today's lesson 11.6, we're going to be looking at some Regents questions that come up quite a bit about equivalency, having to deal with exponential functions. So this lesson is very much calculator based. We're basically just going to show you how to answer any question that talks about an equivalent choice. It's not only going to be exponential on the Regents, there are definitely going to be other functions that you'll be able to use this same calculator strategy to answer. However, since we're in our exponential unit for today, the questions are all going to be exponential functions. So let's get started. So everyone should have their calculator out while they go through this lesson with me. So number one, we're told that Mario's $15,000 car is depreciating at a rate of 19% per year. So the value of that car, V, after T years can be modeled by this function. Now just a little review. We already know how to build this function ourselves because we know that when we lose, when something decreases by a rate, we take that rate in decimal form and we subtract it from 1. So 19% would be 0.19, subtract that from 1. And this is where that 0.81 is coming from if you actually did that difference. Okay, but now what they're asking us for is out of these four choices, they're telling us one of them is equivalent to our function, even though it's written differently. So in Algebra 2, you're actually going to learn how to algebraically figure out which of these choices is equivalent. But for this course, all you need to know is understand that the word equivalent means they would produce the same values. So they should have the same table, they should have the same graph, and that's where we're heading with this. So what I want you to do right now is to take this equation, the first equation, 15,000 times 0.81 to the t, and put that into your y1. So I'm going to do the same thing. 15,000 times 0.81 and raise it to the x. Now, as far as the other choices go, or the four choices I need to find, I'm just going to take them one by one and place them into my y2. So the next equation is 15,000 times 0.9 to the 9t. So let's do that. 15,000 times 0.9 to the 9t. Now, if these equations are equivalent, what I'm going to notice is that my table is going to have all of the same y values. So you can see right here, I have 15,000 as my y-intercept for both, but as soon as you go beyond the x value of 0, all of these other y values are not the same. So that just tells me that these functions are not equivalent. So now let's go back and we're going to change our exponent for choice 2 to be 2t instead of 9t. So let's go back, 2t or 2x. Let's go back to our table. And these values do appear to all be the same. And you could keep scrolling. Oh, I forgot on this calculator. I can actually just scroll. So, and you'll see here, even though I'm now super far down in the table, you can see that all of these y values are indeed the same. So choice 2 is our function that is equivalent. If you typed in the other choices to your y2, you could also confirm that they are not equivalent equations, and that would be another way to just double check your answer. Okay, so what you're doing today is just that. You're going to be typing in the choices that you're given in the original format, so the original equation, and then you're going to be using your other four choices as your y2 to make the comparison. Which of these choices here is the same in terms of table and graph as the original equation. And then what I would like you to do is work your way through the rest of these Regents questions and see how you do. I'm not going to go through each one with you on the video because it really just comes down to you practicing this and using your calculator. But what I would ask is that after you are done, you'll submit this just like you would the homework. So you'll take a picture of these 3 pages and your answers, post them on Canvas, and then at 3 o'clock, we're going to post our answer key so you can check. And please, please continue to be sending us questions. We'll continue to put discussion boards up. If you have any questions, email me or Ms. Harsh or write on the discussion boards. Okay, we hope everyone has a wonderful